Hi guys, and welcome back to another video here on David's PC channel. This video is going to be very interesting, especially for you guys, because you guys are going to see videos of much greater quality in the future thanks to the Canon EOS 60D with the 18 to 135mm kit. So basically, I picked this up today and I was thinking a long time about, which camera should I get? Am I going to buy into the Nikon system or the Canon system? And what features are important for me, how important is video for me, and newer technologies versus older technologies, what lenses to get. So yeah, basically I've chosen to go with this. I got a really good deal. It was on discount. So I'm just gonna open the box off camera and show you guys the contents. But before that, I want to thank you all so much for supporting me. I've hit the 100 subscriber mark, and that without actually, putting a lot of effort in this channel. And recently something really great has happened to me that's kind of been a wake-up call for me, to really want to provide more content for you guys, to give more to you guys, to give of my knowledge and kind of, what I can share with you. So stay tuned for more. So inside the box, of course, we have the camera body itself, as well as the lens, but we're going to take a closer look at those in a second. We have a big book, and I mean a big book for this camera with probably like a start guide. There also appears to be drivers in here, actually 2 CDs, just from feeling the packaging. So, there's going to be lots of lecture about this camera. Then we have the battery charger in this bag, which is just, a standard charger, I suppose, as well as a power cable, which will be the cable for your corresponding country. Since I live in Switzerland, I have a Swiss power jack. Then, of course, the battery. Without it, the camera would not run at all. I'll probably be picking up another battery just, so I can switch out batteries if I'm in a shoot, if I want to run some, record some video for a longer period of time. Then we have a cable as well to connect to the computer, just a standard USB 2 cable, as well as component video, as far as I can tell, and then a strap for the camera, which handily says EOS 60D. So let me just clear all of this off, and we'll have a closer look at the body and the lens. So let's have a little bit of a closer look at the body itself. So you can see here we have the standard Canon EFS mount. The S stands for, or doesn't really stand for crop sensor, but it's essentially just their mount for crop sensors. You can see inside here the mirror, which is typical for an DSLR, which stands for digital single lens reflex camera. I'm just going to put this back on so we don't get any dust inside. As for the camera itself, it's made out of magnesium alloy and polycarbonate. As far as I know, it's kind of a mid-range camera. It's not the newest one. It's been on the market for a little bit, but it's still a very solid camera. As for controls, you can, or not really necessarily controls, you can see you have your mode select dial on the top here, as well as a little LCD screen which shows you, your ISO, your shutter speeds, all of that, and you have shortcut buttons right here, as well as one dial up top and another dial, which I'm going to show you in a second, to do all the settings on the fly. Looking at this side of the camera, you see that you have a swivel screen, which you can swivel out, rotate all the way around, and put back in. And this is really great for, if you're shooting video at an odd angle or you have to do anything like this. That's really handy. Then here also you have your main controls. You have your turning wheel, which is going to be good for on-the-fly settings, and you have, some buttons that it's going to get you to menus, pretty much stuff like that. And then once again, you have the same controls accessible to the top. And the reason I chose this over the Nikon D7000 is actually because of the way it feels. It lies much better in my hand, and this is a personal choice. So if you are going to buy a camera, I really recommend, you go to a store and you really feel the camera beforehand. One more thing I'd like to say is the viewfinder, especially, in the current day of age of, point and shoot cameras, you don't really have a viewfinder anymore, and this is a Penta Prism viewfinder, I believe. They're brighter than the pentamirror ones. It's just different technology, which was also a reason why I chose this over some other models. So, you know, really, you've got to just do some research, because that's really what's going to show you, what's going to help you decide which camera is best for you. Kind of moving right along to the actual lens that I chose to go with. This is the, let me show you like this, the EFS 18 to 135 millimeter with the image stabilizer, but not with the ultrasonic motor, which is for silent autofocus. I didn't think I'd need this, and essentially I paid, if you count in like the price for the body only, I paid like $25 for this lens, and if I were to pick this up just by itself, I'd be paying $350, or the equivalent of it in Swiss francs. So I got a really good deal, which is why I went with this lens. If it's not just for the image quality, it's not the greatest lens. You know, it's got an f-stop of 3.5 to 5.6 depending on how zoomed in you are. Yeah, pretty much. Of course, there's nice little caps on it, just to look at the front. And since this is a zoom lens, you can go all the way from 18 millimeters to 135 millimeters. And remember that this is not the equivalent of that, but actually, because this is a crop sensor camera, it's not a full frame, that actually 18 millimeters is more like 24, and that 135 is, I believe, like around 180 millimeters. So it actually kind of is more of a zoom than what the lens itself is labeled for. And just to attach this, and oh, by the way, you'll notice that this is an EFS lens, which means it has the white dot here, which is important because this lens will not work on a full frame camera, while EF lenses will work on a crop sensor camera. So that's, I guess, something kind of handy to note. And just to show you, you know, legitimate installation of this, what you want to do to install this is line up the little white dot, which you can see right here. It's actually really hard to see, but the little white dot here, you'll want to line it up with the white dot on your camera. You want to just let it drop right in all the way, and then turn. And then you're locked in, and you're good to go. Your battery, which I have not inserted yet, goes in the bottom here. So once that's popped in, the camera is good to go. Of course, you know, you have to also consider putting an SD card inside to store all of your photographs or videos. And I'm going to be back with some footage of this as soon as I get something to unbox or review. So for now, thank you for watching, and once again, thank you for the support you guys have shown me. I've gotten more comments, more kind of like feedback, and you know, it's really motivational. So thank you guys, and until next time, take care.